Many police officers think they're above the law and can make up their own. Today, we're talking about police officers who forgot that the camera was recording, so they were caught lying. Let's watch the video. When a man started filming police cars in front of a police station, he unexpectedly encountered a cop who seemed unfamiliar with constitutional rights. This cop, noticing the man filming, believed the man should explain his actions and why he was recording police vehicles. He even suggested that such behavior was abnormal. However, the law protects every individual's right to film anything they observe in public spaces, including police cars. Yet the cop, driven by suspicion, insisted on knowing the man's name, as though that would alter the situation. The man knew the cop had no right to demand such information without any legal violation, so he persisted in his filming. This response seemed to upset the officer, leading to the man's detention. It's obvious that this cop acted like he was enforcing feelings even though he should be enforcing the law. Realizing rational discussion was futile with this cop, the man then requested to speak with a supervisor. However, this cop claimed that he was a sergeant. Okay, that doesn't mean there isn't anyone higher up than him, right?
She let the mayor get back with me, but I just left and came over to the police department. Spoke to the lady out front and told her I'd be out here just taking a few photos of the license plates, the tags, the inside of the cars, just trying to see the upkeep of them. And
do you have any identification on
I do not.
Okay, I need to see
I left it on the car.
Know who you are when you're out here casing my place. I don't know what you're doing. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm just filming, that's all.
Okay, well, you say that, but I don't know what you're doing.
Well, I mean,
Okay, why are you out here filming police cars and looking at police cars and tags and stuff?
Just for general public knowledge, that's all.
Okay, I need to see some kind of identification.
I don't have any on me.
Kind of identification.
I don't have any on me. Can I have your name?
Yeah, you can step right over here in my car. I'll give you my name and I'll get yours.
Well, who are you?
I'm Sergeant Peavy.
You're a sergeant. Is there an officer above you?
Huh?
Is there an officer above you?
The chief of police.
Chief of police. Okay.
You want to talk to him too?
Hey, you might want to go get him. Because you're above your jurisdiction out here, partner.
No, sir, I'm not.
I can show you, but I can tell you.
Don't walk off.
Well,
No, sir. Right
first
now,
off, I'm free to walk.
Reasonable suspicion
of what
right
crime?
now, which is why I have
Of what crime?
stopped.
Of what crime?
And I'm gonna gain
suspicion of what crime? You're avoiding that question because you know you done dug yourself in the hole.
Reasonable suspicion.
Of what
It is
crime?
not normal for somebody.
Are you a
to
law
walk
enforcement or a normal
enforcement?
enforcement? I can.
Would you like me to explain it to you?
No, see, you're digging yourself in the hole now. It's not normal. So you're telling me that every law that's written in the U.S. has to be normal in order to be a...
No, sir.
Okay, then you just answered your own questions. Of what crime? Of what crime? There's no crime here. You just don't like my camera.
Would you like me to explain?
I don't want to like anything.
If
I just
stop talking. I'll explain.
You're right. I'm gonna stop talking because I'm keeping doing what I'm doing.
No, you're not going anywhere
right now. You cannot restrict my.
Identify
you can't restrict my movement in this public area. You can't do it. No,
you can at the moment.
You cannot.
You're not
the
under
Supreme
arrest,
Court. Okay.
Detained until I find out.
Detained for what crime? Tell me that. And after you answer that question,
after
you answer that question, tell me and tell my attorney what crime you're detaining me for. Let me hear.
Attorney got nothing to do with
No.
Between you and your attorney.
He has it. No. Between you and my attorney.
Saying the man was disappointed when the supervisor arrived would be an understatement. The supervisor turned out to be no better than his subordinate, making it evident why the officer acted the way he did. The supervisor started off with a falsehood, alleging the man must have missed a yellow sign that forbade him from filming in the area. However, the truth was that the sign pointed to a completely different section, not where the man was recording. Seeing that this argument wasn't convincing, the supervisor quickly fabricated another charge, claiming people were calling in to complain about the man filming the police cars. The supervisor quickly found himself tangled in his fabrications and scrambled to make his narrative coherent. He seemed quite pleased with himself when he concocted his next explanation. This time, he suggested they suspected the man was filming as part of a scheme to rob the police station. The man couldn't contain his laughter at such an absurd claim by the supervisor.
Is it normal or is it illegal? He said it's not normal. I said, sir, I've broken no law. I'm filming. I'll be on my way. He told me I was detained.
What I want you to do is I would like for you to at least look at that yellow sign that's on the building over there.
Did I
see what it says? Authorized personnel only.
In this parking lot or down there?
It's this whole section because
so
this
why
is
isn't
where
it?
They drive through here.
So why isn't there a sign there?
Hurricane Michael, actually. we haven't had a chance to put all the signs up.
So until that sign is put up, there's no sign here for you to abide by.
The other question that we had, there was a concern actually that prompted us to actually talk to you.
Yes, sir.
Out here in the public, there is no expectation of privacy. We all understand.
Can you tell him that there, please?
He understands that as well.
I would like for you to. I would like you to tell him that on camera,
What I want
please.
you to understand is that when we as law enforcement officers get calls from the general public, all right, it is our job to go out and find out what's going on. You know, if a person's carrying a television at 10 o'clock at night down the street, that's not normal behavior.
But is it illegal?
Okay, so that gives us the right to at least talk to the individual to determine if they are committing a crime or have committed a crime.
I'm glad you said that.
Okay.
So after he talked to me,
but
can I talk, please? Because you've said more than enough to answer all his questions.
Okay.
You said that y'all are obligated to come talk to find out there's a crime being committed, correct? So with that being said, let's go back to you. Is there a crime being committed? No, but I want to talk to you. I want to talk to him first. Is there a crime being committed right now?
I don't know yet.
You don't
That's what
know
I'm
that.
Trying to determine.
So what crime do you see? There's a camera. There's a man in a parking lot. Where's the crime? You won't answer that because you don't put your foot in your mouth, you idiot.
We received a call in regards to you videotaping.
Yes, sir.
In a building.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the question is, and the concern is that was an individual casing this place for a potential robbery? Okay. So that is how the call came out.
You're joking, all right?
No, I am not joking at all.
Those sweet
and you
ladies.
Have to understand, what is today's date?
Those
Today
sweet
is
ladies.
September the 12th.
The day after 9/11, and my
Okay?
heart goes out to you.
This lying supervisor, convinced he had done everything by the book, ended up making this department look quite unprofessional and dug himself into a deeper hole. You don't need to be a legal guru to realize that simply finding someone filming suspicious isn't enough grounds for detention. Yet despite this, the supervisor was unwilling to instruct the officer on the importance of having a reasonable suspicion that a crime is about to be or has been committed before detaining someone. It makes you wonder, what's the point of having constitutional rights if cops act as if they're non-existent? Nevertheless, the supervisor insisted the officer didn't need any more training, confident in his performance and understanding of the job. But from what's been shown, it's clear there's room for disagreement on that.
Tell him that, please.
He's aware of it.
No, I want you to
He's one of my employees.
Honor your oath and tell this man that I am allowed to film as long as I stay within a public access area. Please tell him that. Tell him.
He's aware of it.
I want you to tell him, please.
That.
Make me feel better. You're a public servant. Please serve me.
You just heard me say it.
But I want you to tell him.
I'm not going to go into that. Okay?
So you won't correct your officer in public?
No, I'm
you
not
won't
saying
correct
that I'm
your,
not correcting
well,
him.
can you tell him, please?
He knows because I just told him.
I want to document you telling your sergeant. I want you to document you.
Everybody on YouTube knows the same thing.
This isn't going to YouTube. This is going to the local news media because that is unbelievable that he's going to tell me that suspicion of me filming is enough to detain me, and you're going to allow him to tell me that?
Yes.
You know you didn't.
I am going to allow him to do that because I explained to you the circumstances.
But was there a law?
We received a call by the general
How you doing,
public.
buddy?
I have the right to find
So
out
we
who
have
you
the
are, what you're doing.
You don't have that right.
The
I got a Fourth
obligation-
Amendment right to protect me from you.
Okay.
I have a Fourth Amendment right to protect me from idiots like you.
All right.
I have a right.
Now,
Let me explain something.
No, I'm not insulting.
There's no
The
reason
truth.
to
No,
insult
I got a First
okay?
Amendment right that allows me freedom of speech.
All right. So,
Oh, it is on video, and the whole world's gonna see it. Okay, and I hope your family doesn't watch social media because they're gonna see it too.
Over.
It is.
All right.
Y'all can go back
You
inside.
have a wonderful day.
I will. I promise I will do my best. Go ahead, follow suit, partner. Bye.
The man lost his patience, understandably frustrated by the officers' time-wasting antics, driven by their desire to flex their power and authority. Calling them idiots, he voiced his discontent, which unsurprisingly didn't sit well with them. What reaction did they expect after behaving in such an overbearing manner? Ultimately, they found themselves with no choice but to back off, leaving the man in peace and moving on.
And I'm not going to. I'm not going to. Follow suit. Holla at your partner.
Because the chief said so.
No, because I'm telling you to. Bye.
No, you don't tell me anything.
I bet you're going to go in that door.
You have a nice
I bet
day.
you're going to go in that door.
You have a nice day.
I promise you I will. Please leave. You're harassing me now. I've done nothing wrong. Please leave.
There's no need.
I'm not upset, but tell your sergeant to swallow his ego here and just leave.
No, the thing is
Tell your sergeant to swallow his ego and
I'm
leave.
asking you now, all right?
To do what?
We are de-escalating.
And I'm trying to
You
de-escalate. No. I'm
unfortunately,
de-escalating.
are bringing it back up
How?
because you're trying to belittle this
How?
individual.
No.
okay? So
His ego
it's
is in effect.
over.
And now your ego, because you're
it's
telling me I'm
over.
belittled. Okay, it's over. All right, I'm done
just saying
talking.
that you're
Okay.
creating a scene out here.
I'm not
It's
creating a scene.
necessary.
Y'all came out here. Adios. Thank you. I will try.
Have an even better weekend.
I will. Please, y'all be safe out there, all right? Y'all be safe.
This time, a female officer seemed to think she could do whatever she liked, stepping way beyond her bounds. But let's rewind to the start. She walked up to a guy who was just minding his business, walking along, and out of the blue started questioning him about his well-being. Naturally, the guy was baffled and looked for some kind of explanation from her. However, she acted as if he was the one who should be answering her questions because, according to her, she was investigating a disturbance reported at Walmart and was there to check on everyone's safety. But when the guy assured her he was fine and didn't need her assistance, she opted to detain him. It seemed like her real motive for approaching him was something else entirely, which he quickly sensed. All he wanted was her name and badge number for a complaint, but she insisted he reveal his identity first, citing her ongoing investigation again. Someone really needs to remind her of the job policy requiring her to identify herself and share her badge number upon request while in uniform. Plus, unlike her demands, citizens have the right under 4th Amendment to remain anonymous unless they're breaking the law. It should be simple, yet it appears some officers still need the lesson.
What do you mean what's going on, first of all? I'm not injured at the moment, as far as I know. I need to see a doctor if I, to know if I'm injured. Am I allowed to? Am I under arrest? You're on camera, by the way. Am I under arrest?
No, I just got
Name and badge number, please. Name and badge number, please. Name and badge number, please.
You'll get that in a second.
I have a right to your name and the badge number. It's
No,
department
I'm
policy.
my investigation.
I will answer
I
will answer your
down.
question.
We're on our way to Walmart, okay? We're on our way to Walmart for the disturbance.
Yes.
Okay? So then someone
I'm
just
aware.
said, hey, these people might be involved. So I don't know what's going on. I wanted to make sure you're safe.
I'm
Okay?
safe.
Okay, give that to you.
Name and
I
badge
like
number,
90 West
please.
Hollywood.
Name and badge number, please, ma'am.
You'll get that in a moment.
I have a right to it. It's
Okay.
department policy to identify.
Yeah, and I'm not done with my investigation, sir.
It doesn't mean you don't have to identify.
Yeah, how about you identify you? I'm Officer Rios, 198.
I have a First Amendment right to be filming. I have a Fourth Amendment right to be secure in my papers and
Okay.
not to identify
So you
you.
don't want to give me your information then?
Not unless you suspect me of committing a crime, in which case I would like to know what is your.
I've given you. I'm 198,
what is your-
Officer Rios.
Thank you.
I explained to you,
Okay.
you got a call
What
to
is-
Walmart.
Well, what is your
of a
reasonable,
disturbance.
articulable suspicion of
Okay,
a?
can you please keep your hands out of your pocket,
Am I
sir?
detained, ma'am?
Keep your hands out
Am I
of your pocket,
detained?
sir.
Am I detained?
Yes, actually you are.
Okay. Can I ask what crime you suspect me of
I'm not
committing?
going to get in this battle.
Is a
with you, sir.
disturbance a
Do you need any
suspicion?
help? Do you need any help?
No, I
Have you
don't.
been injured?
No, I don't need your help.
Walmart.
I don't need to answer your questions. I'm asking you a simple question.
When the female officer realized she couldn't handle the situation on her own, she called for backup. As soon as another male officer arrived, he immediately told the guy to take his hands out of his pockets. It seems like they're reaching for the idea that the bewildered man, who was simply walking and minding his own business, poses any threat to them. Remember, it was the female officer who initiated contact, not the other way around. But the female officer brought a new accusation to the table, alleging the guy had been causing trouble at Walmart and had a confrontation with security. But look at what these lying cops came up with next. The female officer went as far as to suggest they could arrest him for not cooperating and hindering her investigation. But what investigation? She hadn't even clarified what crime she was supposedly investigating, yet she was ready to arrest someone for supposedly obstructing it.
So here's the thing: is we got a call from Walmart saying that there was a uncooperative reporting party that said that their hand was cut and was fighting with security.
Fighting with security?
Verbally fighting or whatever it may be. That's what I'm saying. So did you?
Well,
was that you-
based
you
on
raised
based on the way I was approached, I choose to invoke my Fourth Amendment right to our Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. I'm a little agitated. She came up to me very aggressively, jumped out very aggressively, almost as if she wanted to come right at me and assault me. And then she tells me to sit down.
I'm sorry that
Well, I have it on camera, sir.
you're
Do you have a reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime to expect me to identify and violate my...
And can you please keep your hands out of your pocket, sir?
Okay, how about this? I will take everything out of my pocket so it makes you feel more comfortable,
Yeah, thank you.
and I'll put it in this other pocket here, so it's not in there. I understand that you have a risk of danger, but I also have rights, ma'am, and I do want to put my hand in my pocket at the moment.
Very well, sir.
I don't think that's an issue. All I'm asking is the reasonable articulable suspicion of a
I
crime.
already told you that.
What crime?
I told you.
What crime?
We told you why we were on our way to the call.
I would have been much more cooperative if you weren't very aggressive with me when you pulled up. Did I not pull over?
Actually, when I pulled up, I was trying to add this to the location, sir.
I didn't know any of that. All I know is I seen what appeared to be you honking, and I pulled over.
Oh, actually, I never honked.
Well, I didn't know who honked. I just
No
pulled
one
over
honked,
because I
sir.
heard honking.
Yeah.
Yes, someone honked. I
I know what it was. It was the people who honked at me.
Well, regardless, when it started, I was very cooperative. I pulled over. Okay? You came up very aggressive to me. That changes how I feel about the situation.
They couldn't fault the guy for not treating them more kindly. After all, trust and respect are earned, not commanded. Since the female officer approached him with such an aggressive manner, she really couldn't expect much respect from him. Naturally, her poor approach influenced how he responded to them.
Now I want to invoke my rights because I feel like you're immediately not on my side. You're immediately not even willing to hear anything I'm saying. I'm just immediately a criminal in your eyes. You pulled up without identifying me at all, just like, this dude's guilty. I thought I was innocent until proven guilty. All of a sudden, I'm sitting down on the ground with an aggressive officer getting right in my face. I'm an officer. I don't have to identify you right now. It's not department policy to identify when asked. It's department policy to identify after the whole event is over, ma'am, when I'm not filming you with the camera. No, that's not the case. That is not department policy.
I'm not going to argue with you.
Very good at what I do in this.
If you have more information you'd like to share, I'm open to hear it.
Absolutely not respectful whatsoever of a person's constitutional rights. I have to identify because you don't have reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime. You have to at least tell me what the crime is. What is the crime? But what is the crime that gives you the right to force me to identify? See, my Fourth Amendment right is to be secure in my papers.
I'm just going to go ahead and stand by. Okay? You're not injured. That's kind of what it means to me. So you don't need medical attention. I was going to say you didn't need medical
I may or may not. I would need to see a doctor because I'm not qualified to make a decision like that, regardless of the circumstances. I'm not a doctor. All I know is I'm being aggressively spoken to, like right off the bat, without you knowing anything. You just came right at me. Sir? I'm wondering where this is. It's coming close to 7 minutes and 29 seconds, and 15 minutes is the maximum amount of time you can detain someone in even a traffic stop without reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime where it's beyond violating my constitutional rights, ma'am.
Have you ever come across a cop whose ego is so inflated he thinks he can do whatever he likes? This guy sure did. A cop came up to him, dodged introducing himself while on duty, then claimed the guy was on private property despite no signs indicating such. The guy, a freelance journalist creating his content, got nowhere as the officer flat out refused to share his badge number or name, almost as if he was spooked by being caught in a fib on camera. Attempting a power move, the officer accused the guy of posing a threat because he was recording and wouldn't share his name. But all it took was a reminder from the guy that he wasn't the one who was armed, leaving the officer with nothing to say.
No, I don't need any help. Who are you?
I work here.
You work here? Oh, okay, thanks. You work here?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Who are you?
Oh, no, you came up to me. I'm just asking.
You're in a private lot. I'm just wondering what's going on.
There's no signs making this private.
Okay.
This is public property here, right?
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
I'm just wondering why you're taking pictures of the cars and that.
Yeah, just taking video and picture of the car, exactly. This is like, I'm an independent journalist gathering content for a story that I'm working on. Okay. You're not going to tell me who you are? I would just like to know who I spoke to since you work for the police department here.
I am. I'm a detective. I work here.
You're a detective? Can I get your name?
Okay. Can I get your name?
Well, no, I'm a member of the public, and I don't want to have to identify myself to you. But as you know, a public employee, you know, you should identify yourself to the public. That's all. Just because I didn't come up to you asking you what your name was randomly. You made contact, and I just want to know. I don't see what's the big deal. It's public information, right?
Okay. I'm just wondering why you're filming.
But you keep wondering that, and I've answered that question, but I keep wondering what's your name so I can know who I spoke to. And you're not giving me your name. I don't understand why. Why wouldn't you?
I'm just.
But you're not
watching you wander through the lot.
Then a female officer who was the supervisor showed up. Just like her colleague, she also avoided giving her details, but felt entitled to tell the man he had to leave, asserting there was no reason for him to be there. But really, how could she be so sure? To add insult to injury, she claimed the parking lot was police property and strictly off limits to the public. If that's the case, it begs the question, how is anyone supposed to park their cars there if it's supposedly private?
No, I don't need any help. Can I get your name and badge number, though?
No, you cannot. Can I help you?
I can't get your name and badge number,
No,
ma'am?
what are you doing in the back parking lot?
I'm an independent journalist gathering content for a story, ma'am.
Okay, about what?
I don't want to release that information until it's published.
Okay, well, there's no reason for you to be in the back lot. It's police department and employees only.
Ma'am,
in the back lot.
that's not true. There is.
This is police parking
Can I show you the signs?
and village parking only.
Yeah.
Yes, it's village employee parking only.
Yeah. I'm not parking, ma'am. I'm walking.
Village employees only.
Ma'am, I would ask that you use a little bit of de-escalation
Okay, well, I'm gonna
because you came in kind of hot. You came in kind of hot.
I'm going to ask you to
This
leave
is
the back lot.
This is public property.
No, it is not public property. This is private property. There are police vehicles back here.
That doesn't make. What law is that? What law means?
It's a village code. It is private property.
Can you
There are
articulate
police
that code for
vehicles
me?
back here. Off the top of my head, no.
In a moment, so many cops surrounded the man you'd think they were confronting a top-tier criminal. In reality, he was just filming. The cops' lies on camera just don't seem to stop. Eventually, the video will circulate and everyone will see where their tax dollars are going. A female officer insisted the man needed a permit to film the police station and claimed it was private property, despite it being a public facility. Press freedom doesn't require a permit, and every rookie cop should know that. If not, maybe this job isn't for them. Despite their confidence, these officers seemed unaware that their actions could strip them of their qualified immunity by infringing on this man's constitutional rights in numerous ways.
Now, prior approval of the Village of Larchmont Board of Trustees. So you cannot film on our property without prior approval.
That's interesting because it's public property, but that's interesting. I mean, I'm not doubting your code that you're reading.
Public property within the Village of Larchmont. You must obtain prior approval by the Village of Larchmont Board of Trustees.
That code is completely
It
unconstitutional.
is not unconstitutional. It is a village code. Village boards are allowed to constitute their own codes.
Ma'am,
That's what this
freedom
is.
of press means that there's no
You need to
restrictions
go
on it.
upstairs to the court clerk's office
I will be going up
and
there. I will be going up
do
there.
that now.
I will be going up there. I will. This is definitely not your property. This is a public
You
easement.
can go upstairs and apply for a permit to videotape.
Yeah. So I just want to clarify. So anywhere I go in this city, I have to have a permit to film. Just for clarification.
You must have a permit,
Yeah.
whether you're on public property or private property within the Village of Larchmont.
Okay.
It's
So
our
even-
village code.
This cop can't believe what he's hearing. Check out his reaction.
Even from what I have the right to film the police from New York State law.
You are not allowed in the back parking lot on public property
Mm-hmm.
to film without prior approval by the Board of Trustees.
Okay.
If you are filming commercial in your private residence, you must apply for a permit.
That's interesting. That's in direct violation of the
It is
Constitution.
the village code. The village is allowed to have their own code. If you have an issue
They can-
with it, you can take it up with the village.
I will. No,
code.
they can have their own code, but they can't have a code that violates the Constitution.
When the officers realized they couldn't outsmart this man, their egos took such a hit that they resorted to aggression. The female officer even threatened to arrest the man if he didn't stop filming. She then took him inside the police station, where her colleague reiterated that he couldn't film the station without permission, as though that settled the matter. It's clear that cops stick together, even when they're in the wrong, thinking it makes them stronger. She even handed him some paperwork to fill out for a permit, which of course involved a fee. So was it all just about money after all?
You have to apply for a permit to videotape on village property.
Exactly. And it's easily accessible. If it's commercial purposes, it's one thing. If you're a student, there's no fee, but we just need some paperwork and some credentials. No big deal.
Yeah, but the credentials is provided by the United States Constitution by freedom of press.
Okay.
I don't need to provide credentials of anything. We all have freedom of press, and I'm just gathering content to disseminate to the public. Just like I've told the sergeant already, if it's against the code, I would like to be charged with that code, so that way I can take this up in the proper channels, which would be courtroom.
We want to facilitate, not hinder anyone.
Yeah,
So
great.
I would suggest
Well, that code
read the code.
hinders
Well,
people.
You've never read it yet, right? So
She read it to me.
Okay.
She read it to me.
So again, if you're allowed to videotape your world, like you could wear a GoPro and walk around and do what you want to do. But if you're gonna like use this building or use this in any production or anything further than just your own log of life, then you do need a permit for that. And it's village property,
but no one is saying that I'm making a movie or anything or a commercial of anything. I'm an investigative journalist gathering content to disseminate to public.
He's also in the back lot videotaping all the cars and everything in the back lot and explaining to
whatever I can see from public, I can videotape.
Gate here, it is gated in, it is private property.
Right.
It's
So
not
when
private
you're
property.
the public right away, you can do whatever you need to do from the streets to sidewalks.
How can a government agency be private? It doesn't make any sense. It's an oxymoron. You're saying that it's private property, but yet it's a government agency.
But it's not accessible to the public.
It is accessible to the public, ma'am.
As I explained to you earlier, there are police vehicles and apparatus for the fire department and other things housed in the lot.
Yeah, it sure is open. This says access beyond this point for village business only. Right? That's the sign.
I'm revising that for you, sir.
Okay.
So this is the permit for filming. Disregard the filming fee because that is for commercial only.
$2,000 a day?
It's for commercial shoots, yes.
Wow.
But fill out this form in its entirety, provide a certificate of insurance, and the village will review it and get an answer to you extremely quickly.
No, ma'am, I don't need that. I don't need that.
Imagine heading out to work only to be stopped by a rookie cop who threatens to arrest you. Sounds pretty far-fetched, right? Well, that's exactly what happened to this guy. Even though he explained he was just on his way to work, the young cop wouldn't budge, insisting he wasn't supposed to be there. Despite being new to the job, this cop seemed to think he had all the power to issue a ticket, haul him off to jail, or accuse him of trespassing. It's curious how some officers get so full of themselves. Thanks to this officer, the man ended up being late for work. All because the cop, apparently with nothing better to do, chose to boost his ego by hassling people. And this is just one tale in the saga of cops caught lying on camera.
I can arrest you for crossing those tracks.
Arrest me for crossing the track when I told you I'm on my way to work?
I absolutely can. That is a class 1 misdemeanor for trespassing.
You just said you were finna write a ticket.
That's my discretion. I can write a ticket. I can take you to jail. I can give you a warning. That's up to me, man.
Man, bro, you gotta be better. You gotta be better, bro. You gotta be better, bro. At this time in America right now, you gotta be better, bro.
I don't want you to.
I didn't do shit but cross the track trying to make it to work before I'm late. And you standing right here not writing a ticket, talking about you can take me to jail.
I could.
After I'm producing sensor needles for people so they don't poke their finger and can check their blood sugar. What am I doing wrong, bro?
Crossing the light rail track.
All right, so write the ticket.
I'm waiting for my partner.
You're making me late, bro.
No, you made yourself late by not leaving on time.
What you mean? I would have been there on time. I got to clock in at 5:10. I've been here for 2 minutes.
Okay.
It's 5:07, bro. I would have been there on time.
I promise you're probably going to be late.
Now I'm going to be late because you're standing here.
If you left earlier, then you could have got here earlier.
Bro, you don't tell me when I need to get and clock in to work. Do you understand that?
I'm just trying to help you understand.
I just want to help you understand. You don't tell me when I clock in and when I can get there on time. I've been there on time the last 30 days.
But I am here to tell you can't cross the light rail track.
And I understand that's the right to take it, bro.
My partner's right here.
Say less. Unbelievable shit in America right now. Nothing else better to do but stop a black man for crossing the track. Man, good you here, bro. This is unbelievable. The worst.